I ain't the kind who wear a tie. Button up from 9 to 5. I tried that life but said goodbye. I'm not always polite, but I get the job done. Who says the world can never be fun? I'm simply unprofessional. Simply unprofessional. Yeah. Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Simply Unprofessional. I'm your host, Webby. Join me tonight. We got Rob.
Hey, everybody, it's Rob.
And we got Devin.
Hey, everybody, it's Devin.
And we got special guest Donnie.
Hi.
Donnie, so help me.
What?
When we end this episode, if you give my Twitter handle, I would be very
Look, we have a couple options here, all right?
Yeah.
You know I'm gonna do it.
Well, okay. What's the next option?
You can just give me the tag.
You want my Twitter handle? Is that what?
I don't want it. No, I don't.
Oh.
If you gave it to me, I'd probably stop using it.
Oh. Okay.
Webby.
So I thought you said I had a couple options here, though.
Or you can just not invite me, but that's not really an option.
No.
Webby, you're missing the opportunity of just creating Donnie a Twitter, and when he gives you yours, you just give him theirs, his that you made.
Every so often, Rob gives Donnie's out, but Donnie never uses Twitter.
Ever.
Yeah, I looked at it the other day because I was just like, okay. And you have like very old like rap lyrics on there.
Oh
It's
god,
most of your old tweets. Yeah.
Hey, I won't use Webby's anymore.
Okay, so I have two things real quick before we get into this episode. One's a favor from Rob.
Uh-huh.
Rob, you love me, right?
Yeah.
Do me a favor.
Uh-huh.
Shut your door, because I can hear myself through your microphone.
Well, look at the door.
Is Matilda right in the doorway?
Yeah.
All right, don't disturb the puppy. I love her.
Matilda!
Right now. No,
Matilda!
you shut your mouth, Donnie. Okay. So what we're going to be talking about this week, it was recommended to me by Kat, good friend of SU, who actually sat and watched the movie with us. We just finished watching it. So shout out to Kat, and I forget where you work, Kat, but you can brag that you're on a podcast to everybody, or at least being mentioned on a podcast. Not that that's much bragging. We have all of like 8 listeners. I don't know. But Devin, I looked, and we're up to like 17 views in Russia.
I actually got a phone call from Russia earlier, multiple times. So
did you pick up?
I did one time. It was just static.
Oh,
but
maybe there's somebody reaching out wanting to come on the podcast. Maybe it's our one Russian listener.
That or they're going to steal my identity. It's one of the two.
Well, yeah. But I just remember we struggled for so long.
Probably exactly one of the two.
We struggled for so long just wanting to get that one Russian listener, because on that little map thing, it was like the largest chunk of land that wasn't colored in at all. Now we got like 17 listens out there in Russia.
Yeah, because that one person.
Yeah.
Like spread the word, and look at us now. Word of mouth Russian advertising.
In any case, so it was recommended first by Kat, and then like by like 4 other people. They kept messaging me saying, "Hey, you should watch this movie. It's a great Christmas movie." I'm kind of a Grinch when it comes to movies, but everybody knows me well enough. They're like, "Oh, this will probably turn into your new favorite Christmas movie," and it's called Violent Night. Devin, do you happen to have the IMDb pulled up on this?
I do. Violent Night. What's up?
I don't remember the guy who plays Santa Claus, but he is the sheriff from Stranger Things.
David Harbour. You got David Harbour. You got John Leguizamo.
That's really the only 2 famous people in this movie, I feel. Maybe the grandmother.
Beverly D'Angelo. I mean, she may have been famous back in like the 50s.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
But yeah, has John Leguizamo is essentially Mr. Scrooge. They all had code names.
Wait. Ah, man, I was wrong. It was the late 70s and the 80s is where she was famous for.
Yeah.
Most of her TV appearances and movie appearances were the 70s and 80s. And she also popped off in the 90s. What's she best known for?
And then the sheriff from Stranger Things plays Santa Claus himself. Devin, do you want to read? Do you have a synopsis of this movie, like a what this movie, like if this was like old school VHS?
I got you. A team of elite mercenaries break into a wealthy family compound on Christmas Eve, taking everyone inside hostage. But the team isn't prepared for a surprise combatant. Santa Claus is on grounds, and he's about to show why this Nick is no saint. Now, I will also then just also describe it and say it's Die Hard 1 in a mansion, and instead of goddamn it, I just forgot his name that quick. Instead of the main character, Bruce Willis, you have Santa Claus.
Yeah. And instead
it's basically the exact same. It's basically the same plot as Die Hard.
Yeah, except he has his boots on the whole movie.
He does. Somebody else steps on glass, though.
That is true. Yeah, we do get a couple Home Alone kind of booby traps in the movie.
Yes. I recommended a movie that was very Home Alone booby trappy, but didn't want to watch that this week. Webby,
listen, when I asked you if you wanted to watch Violent Night, you're like, yeah, let's, do you really want to beat ourselves up and make it a double feature horror movie? I was like, Violent Night is not a horror movie from my understanding.
Okay, to be fair, Violent Night is not necessarily a horror movie. The movie I'm also going to say it is under the classification, it is much closer to thriller than it is horror. Still, yeah, I would say that.
You need to give me a... We went through all of October.
I can say this for certain. I can say
November.
For certain, the movie I recommended would not bother you in the slightest. Would not bother you in the slightest. I got to make up. I was gone for like 30 episodes of you. Not that many, but it felt like it was that many.
Well, keep that one banked, and we'll definitely do that one. Especially if you say it won't bother me in the slightest. I am curious now.
Won't. It won't bother you in the slightest. It's not the kind of movie that would bother you.
So yeah, like Devin said, he read you the synopsis, and it's exactly that. You have Kris Kringle, Santa Claus. He's kind of down on his luck, and he just kind of hates his job at this point at the beginning of the movie. He feels like the entire world is just nothing but a bunch of greedy, ungrateful people, and they seem to have lost what the true meaning of Christmas is, and this, that, and the other thing. And the one little girl, what do they call her, Trudy? She gets a magical walkie-talkie from her dad that, supposedly goes straight to Santa Claus. Which Santa does end up getting a walkie-talkie from one of the elite military people and talking to her on the walkie-talkies. But he looks at his nice list, and she is on there, and he wants to try to help her out, and all these bad guys show up on his naughty list, and he gets roughed up a little bit, but slowly but surely he ends up mowing through every single one of them for the most part. And in the end, it's essentially, Trudy saves Santa Claus, reminds him of why he started doing this in the first place, and the fact that, belief in Santa Claus isn't dead. It's the whole everything in between that made the movie for me. All the violence and killing of military people with various objects like sharpened candy canes and sledgehammers. Rob, let's go to you. What did you think of the movie?
I liked it. It was really entertaining. I thought it was going to be more I don't know. I guess it was more gory, slapstick. I mean, it is in a way, but it actually had a decent story too.
Yeah.
Better, more of a story than I expected it to have. But yeah, I liked it.
Okay. What was one of your favorite parts? Let's go with that.
Probably the little girl in the attic
With her booby
fucking up the
traps.
two. Yeah.
Yep. And then follow-up question: which was your favorite Santa kill?
Well, I missed a couple of them because I was letting the dog out, but probably the electrical star to the face.
Yeah, I like how that sparked, and then like his head immediately just started catching fire.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. All right, Donnie, what did you think about this movie?
I liked it a lot.
Yeah, is it one of your new favorite Christmas movies now?
Yeah, I'm gonna say so.
Are you gonna recommend it to your parents?
Probably not.
Oh, all right. I didn't know what kind of movies your parents liked.
My dad doesn't watch movies really, and my
Oh.
mom wouldn't be into that kind of stuff.
Gotcha. You gonna recommend it to your brother?
Yeah, probably.
What was one of your favorite parts?
The entire opening sequence was hilarious to me.
Yeah,
Just him in the bar talking this shit, drunk, goes to the roof, bartender chases him like, hey, if you fall off, that's on me. He proceeds to take off and it's all Christmassy. Oh my god, it's Santa, and then he throws up on him.
yeah, throws up right on top of her. And then there's another scene where he's just peeing off the side of the sled, flying through the air.
Yeah, that whole thing. Just that whole little sequence.
What was your favorite Santa kill?
Definitely the ice skate to the head.
Oh, yeah, the
It
whole
stayed.
ice skate scene.
Specifically where it stayed.
Oh, yeah, where he punched it through the guy's neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was just like, oh shit.
Devin, what was your thoughts on the movie? What did you think of the movie?
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Okay. Favorite part?
Favorite part for me probably was like the little just him freaking out when they break in and he's like trying to figure out what to do.
Dude, I loved
He's
when
like-
he was like hunched over and trying to sneak through the hallway. It's like, dude, this guy's like literally like 6'8". Like he towered over most of these people.
Exactly.
What was your favorite Santa kill?
Favorite Santa kill for me? I would have to say is that really a Santa kill? That was probably that was mainly the girl, the one dude with the bowling ball and the nails. But favorite Santa kill, I would have to say would be probably the last one, the one on John Leguizamo, because
Yep.
you guys were all saying it, and I called it in my head. I'm like, nah, I think he's gonna like fucking Jack in the Box this motherfucker, and I was like, yep, he Jack in the Box him.
Yep, that was definitely mine too. I loved this movie. There wasn't really a dull moment in this movie. Like even the moments where it was like the family talking and stuff, it's like okay, and then it quickly went to something else that was just, escalating the situation. There wasn't really a time where I was like, okay, I can just kind of like lean back and just like listen to dialogue and whatever, And I definitely think this movie has a lot of replay value. Rob, we're gonna have to make this a Christmas tradition to watch this movie now.
Okay.
So hey, at least now I have a Christmas
The only thing
tradition.
that could have been
again.
better about this movie, I will say, is it could have had Bill Goldberg.
There is a movie. I think he's in a movie
Here,
where he's. I think that's Santa's sleigh, isn't it?
it's I think it's Silent Night, Deadly Night, or is
Oh.
this Silent Night? It's where he's like the evil Santa going on like murdering people and fucking spearing people through tables.
Yeah.
Great.
I thought
Bill Goldberg.
I thought the casting, like, obviously there was a lot of people that I didn't know, but I liked John Leguizamo's character. I think John Leguizamo makes a good bad guy.
He also makes a good movie.
He makes a good guy too, though. Like I really feel like I just like John Leguizamo.
Me too.
And I think the casting that they had for Santa Claus, aces. You get to find out
Yeah,
that at least this version of Santa Claus, whether there was one before him or not, he was like a Viking. He was a Nordic Viking. Um, dude, he was jacked when he was sewing himself up. He was jacked with all those like Nordic tattoos and stuff.
I do love some good David Harbour. That was my guy.
And then I really loved the fact that throughout the entire movie, he's like, I don't understand how this Christmas magic stuff works. I've been doing it for 1,100 years. I still don't understand it. You know, it just works. I will say my favorite part of the movie, I'm gonna go with Donnie, was probably the whole beginning sequence, the whole beginning opening. And then my favorite kill, I'm going to agree with Devin, was the John Leguizamo kill, because I knew he was going to, touch his finger to his nose and go up the chimney. I did not expect him to take John Leguizamo with him.
No, I thought he was going to do like an elbow drop off of it or something.
Yeah. And then when he showed up at the top and John Leguizamo was just a pile of a squished body, a cube of a person, man, I was like, whoa, that's gory. Let's see. Man, I don't know what else to say about this movie. I think it has really high. I already said it had high replay value. Rob, what do you want to say? I'm gonna hand it to you for a minute. Talk about the movie.
Why are you handing it to me?
You're a co-host. Are you gonna say that Devin's the better co-host?
I just talked about what I thought about the movie. What more do you want from me? It was good. I liked it. It had a story that I didn't expect.
Jeez.
I hope there's a second one.
Jeez. Do you think they'll make a second one? Do you think this will be the new Santa Claus trilogy movie? I think it's a one and done movie.
Probably.
Oh yeah, it'll be done.
I don't know. I mean, he never actually saw Mrs. Claus at the end, which was his wish. So
that's true. But Mrs. Claus sent him his skull basher, hammer. 2 minutes too late, but still.
They should have did some kind of cameo with a famous actress or something at the end, being Mrs. Claus.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's everything that you would expect this type of movie with this type of name to be. Like, I think Devin hit it on the head. It's essentially Die Hard, but with Santa Claus. And instead of in an office building, you're on a mansion compound. It's very
a much less wholesome sense of humor.
Yeah, I do love. In fact, I really, really enjoyed the conversation between Santa and Trudy when they debated the semantics over what language usage of butthole should be used.
Yes, that was good.
Because when he says, "Oh, I'm going to take that piece of coal and just shove it right up," and then Trudy's like, "Ass," he's like, "No, whoa, you got to stay on the nice list." This is like butthole. He's like, "That's a borderline." Anus. He's like, technically, I guess.
He's like, I'd rather you not say it at all, but okay.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. I'm struggling right now because this is one of those movies where I really enjoyed it, but I don't necessarily know that I have anything productive to say about it now. Because it was just one of those action movies that it's like, you watch it and you're just like, that's a good movie. But there's only so much you can say about it. Like, unless we went through all of the various kills that he did, but so many of them were, there was a whole shed scene or a barn scene where he just killed a bunch of people with a sledgehammer.
Nope. That happened.
His first kill, he kicked a guy out the window and skewered him onto a. Also, who puts a? That was an icicle, right? Who makes an upward icicle from the ground?
It's a good question.
that was very conveniently placed below
Actually.
that window, and it was a hazard from that family. It looked
Yeah,
like
he
it was
looked at
next
that
to
window
us.
earlier in
Yeah.
the movie because he was going to try to escape through that window, and he saw it.
Yeah. And it looked like it was next to like an ice sculpture, so I don't know if it was part of a sculpture, but like, first off, icicles don't form that direction unless it had fallen off the roof of the house and landed base side down
Perfect.
in the snow perfectly. Yeah. But whatever. I mean, you have to have some fashion of like detachment from the movie. You know, you gotta be like, oh well, it's a movie. You need to skewer somebody with an icicle, obviously. Um, but yeah, there was just lots of sledgehammer kills, which I mean, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the
I
sledgehammer.
think that was actually well choreographed. You don't see hammer fighting very often in any kind of action movies.
Yeah.
I thought it was well done.
And then there was the mercy killing of the guy who got shot in the testicles, and he just kept saying, "My balls, why my balls?" And then Santa just walks by and mercy kills him. Then there was the Home Alone death that Devin loved with the guy on the nail, Bjorn. I think his name was Bjorn.
That made me like cringe. Not
Yeah,
his
the
death
nail
one,
through the
but the
bottom of the
first.
chin.
Yeah, when he was walking up the ladder and she'd cut it so it fell, and then he slammed his chin down on the freaking nail. Ugh.
Yep.
I think we all had squeams.
I expected that the plate that she put down, the board with all the nails and screws sticking out of it, I expected that to be driven into his back when you fell on it, but it went right into his ass. I think Trudy has a thing about things going into people's butts.
She knows that's everyone's weakness.
That is everything's weak point, is the butt. We learned this in D&D. Okay? In video games, every time you fight a boss monster, there's always that one weak spot. It's the butt.
And the whole thing with the family too is kind of like, it's funny because the sister like trying to get approval from the mom, and the mom only likes the brother, and then the brother was planning to steal all the money and left her a card about it.
Yeah,
and then the robbers made her open the card and read it.
And then even at the end, the mother's like, "Hey, that's just how our family works. I'm proud of you for doing that."
Yeah.
What did you guys think of the sociopath elf?
Fucking hilarious.
Yeah, he was fun.
I'll do it.
You know what? Minus John Leguizamo, who's the most famous of the bad guys. Who was your guys' favorite bad guy? Start with Devin.
What was the question? I have people yelling. In the
Minus John Leguizamo, who was your favorite bad guy in this movie?
Yeah, the elf, the sociopath.
The sociopath?
His little one-liner bullshit that he does.
Donnie?
Yeah.
I like the elf, but I also like the chick that fell for the Home Alone traps.
Yeah, I was gonna say her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked her too, especially like, well, for one thing, when she was like throwing knives at people, and then the one where she's like, they had the nutcracker or whatever, and she's like, "I'm not touching his junk." He's like, "You scoop out people's brains all the time, and if you want me to scoop out his brains, I'll scoop out his brains, but I'm not touching his junk."
Yeah. I'd have to, I'd probably have to go with Candy Cane too. Especially based on the scene where they're in like the little office area and they have Santa tied up, and then he's like, "Could it be really him?" And then John Leguizamo was like, "I know you're stupid, but try not to be stupid out loud."
The grandmother had the greatest line in the whole movie, though. "Don't shit in my mouth and tell me it's chocolate cake."
Oh, yeah, at the very beginning, yeah.
She did a great job. That was hilarious.
Man. Man, we're only 25 minutes into this episode. I kind of want to watch the movie again at some point, but I don't want to overdo it either. Okay. Out of our friends who aren't on this call, I guess we'll start with Rob, that you can think of. Who would you most recommend this to that you actually think that they would watch and enjoy it?
Play.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Damn it, you stole my answer.
He gave me a new answer.
Okay, Donnie.
Clay.
Oh Jesus Christ, I see it.
It wasn't gonna be Clay, but yeah, Clay.
Devin, what about you? Who would you out of our friends that aren't in this call? Who would you most Anthony? He's already seen it. He's one of the ones who recommended it to
He
me.
was, but I mean, I would recommend him. So outside of that, let's see. The other Rob.
Oh, Goose. All right.
Oh,
Yeah, Goose. We need Goose in here. I haven't talked to Goose in a while.
Also, I know that's not what this episode's about, but Cocaine Bear coming out in February 2023. I've already decided, so I'm going to try to figure out 2 different groups. I'm going to do 2 different SUs on this. I'm going to have one group similar to like this group, where I know the group will appreciate the movie for what it is. And then I'm going to try to get a group that is neither here nor there about it, and like they're just like, meh, it's going to be a movie, I guess. And I'm going to try to do an SU with both groups individually. Just because I think that'd be fun. That, and I want to watch it multiple times, so that'll give me a good reason to do that. Man, I'm really glad I watched this movie. I never thought I'd like a Christmas movie as much as this one. And I honestly, going into this, I saw a poster when it was first pitched to me. I looked it up and I was like, okay, so this is another one of those where Santa's a bad guy and does something. And then I watched the preview and I was like, oh no, Santa's a good guy and he's killing bad people. All right.
he's built like a power lifter.
He is, man. He's Jack. Well, he was a Nordic Viking.
Right.
They're all powerhouses. You had to be back then. Do you think John would like this movie? All I hear is crickets and the sound of Donnie's balls itching.
What? You can hear me scratching them? Sorry, John.
Rob.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think John would like this movie?
No.
No? All right.
I don't think so.
I'm gonna have to put him on my list of.
I don't think he would either, honestly.
Sean would be on the guest side. I think he'd enjoy it.
Okay. Because now I want to try to find 3 people that I can recommend it to that might not like it, and see what they think if they actually sit down and watch it. I was skeptical. I'm not gonna lie, I was skeptical, but there was 3 major selling points to me on this movie, and I don't know if it's just because Kat knows me or what, but there was. I like the actor that played Santa Claus, so that was a selling point. I like John Leguizamo, that was a selling point, and there was just a lot of absurd violence. So, and like Rob said, there's an actual plot too. It's not just like I'm going to come in here and just do violence for the sake of violence. It's definitely like, what was this movie rated? It had to have been R, right?
100% had to be R. There's no way.
Had to be. It's essentially a rated R Home Alone. Like, there's just these home intruders, and then Santa Claus goes around and kills them all in weird, funny ways. Damn. I really wish I had more to say about this movie. I don't know how to describe it. There's other movies that we've watched where we talk for like an hour and a half about the movie. This is
People,
just a
people
good
are gonna
wholesome
think. I mean,
fun.
it was just a fun movie. It was a fun movie. It was like a turn your brain off fun movie.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
And because of that, there's not really a whole lot to say about it, but there
Yeah.
is. You know what I mean? It's a good movie, but there's not a whole lot to say about it.
Yeah. Like you could sit here and praise it a lot, but there's not a lot of depth to like describing it, I guess.
Yeah.
Very entertaining.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess that was our Simply Unprofessional and Violent Night. It was a good episode, guys. It was short. Anything else that you guys want to talk about? How's your guys'
No,
Christmas?
I
This is
just-
the week after Christmas. How's your guys'
I worked.
Christmas?
I worked.
Well,
I was just trying to figure out other people that might like or not like it. I'm not sure where Avalos would fall. It's an enigma. I don't know if he would like it or not.
I'm going to pitch it to Avalos anyway. I'm going to see how many people I can get to watch this and give me their honest opinion on it.
I feel like B would probably like it.
See, I think she was in the boat of not wanting to. I think she thought it was going to be too gory for her. Which
It's absolutely gory.
it is, but like now, okay. Let me ask you this, Donnie. You've seen the Walking Dead TV show, yeah?
Yeah.
Is this more gory than that?
No, but that's my answer. No, but
No, but
Walking Dead, it's a little less impactful, I feel, because it's mostly the zombies getting
right.
destroyed. Occasionally, yes.
But it's not like
People,
gory
but-
in the sense of like a movie like Texas Chainsaw Massacre or some of those horror movies where it's just nothing but repetitive gore and stuff scene after
Yeah,
scene.
all of the kills weren't gory, but I mean, you had a dude beheaded and a dude skewered and
Yeah.
hammer smashes and testicle shots.
Right,
and-
but you didn't see like intestines being pulled out of people and things like that.
No.
It wasn't gore for the sake of being gore. It's just if somebody got smashed in the head with a sledgehammer, well,
Yeah, they were a little less than generous with blood splatter too, which was good, I think.
Yeah. Well, let's. I'm gonna go back to my previous question. Rob, how was your Christmas? Devin worked. Did you end up having a Christmas with your mom at all, Devin?
No.
Or do you have plans or anything in intentions of going and visiting her for
No,
like a side
really.
Christmas thing? No.
Nope.
What about you, Rob? How was your Christmas?
We're just gonna her birthday's next week. We're gonna go out for her birthday.
Nice.
My Christmas was awesome. I fell in the shower and hurt my legs and my shoulder, and then I had to drive for a 6-hour round trip. It was great.
What else did you do, Rob?
I missed Donnie's phone call. He called me while he was drunk, and I missed it.
And then he called Webby to laugh about it.
No, I didn't know about it until I got home.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. As soon as he walked in, I was like, "Did Donnie call you drunk?" He's like, "No," but I did get a missed call. I was like, "That was probably Donnie." Instant regret on Rob's face.
Aww.
I didn't get I didn't recognize the number because you've never called me on my phone. So
You never gave me your number, so that's the funny
Yeah.
part.
No, I know. But yeah, I mean, in the middle part was okay. I mean, I got to see my family. We opened gifts. The thing is, my family likes to watch everyone open every gift, which drives me crazy. It's because, like, I can see wanting to see, like, when I give people gifts, I want to watch them open it and see how they react and how they like it. And if they are giving me gifts, I'm sure they want to see me open it. I don't need to see other people's gifts for other people. Like, I don't need to see what my mom got my sister, or my sister got my sister, or my brother got my mom. I don't care. None of it has to do with me. But they make us watch everybody open everything. And so it's like, it's just hours of sitting there watching people open gifts. And that's all we do. And then I came home.
Do your siblings feel the same way you do?
I don't know.
Oh, you should ask them. Then you can all approach your parents and be like, "This is dumb."
Nah, they'll never say that to my mom.
Wow, you guys have no backbone. Do you want me to call your mom and tell her?
No, because she'll
I have no
She'll
problem.
just start to cry, and she'll be like, "But this tradition,
And then
and you guys don't
calm her
want to
down.
do anything."
I will
No,
calm her down.
you cannot calm that woman down. No
Oh.
one can.
I will.
You can't smother her with a pillow.
I won't. I'm not evil
I don't know how you're going to calm her down.
by being understanding. That's right. See,
Yeah,
everyone's
I know.
shocked.
And then she'll just agree
Yeah, and then things will
to
change.
shut you up, and then no, and then when it comes around, she'll be like, "I don't care what he is. He's not my kid."
Well, then I'll have to have a conversation with your dad.
What's my dad gonna do?
I don't know. Stand up to your mom.
If he's smart, whatever your mom wants.
Donnie, how was your Christmas, bud?
Pretty good. Pretty good. I'm a little sick going into Christmas. Had a little cough and didn't eat a whole lot, so the alcohol didn't settle well towards the end of the night. But pretty good.
Yeah, you always got to make sure you have, a tank at least half full of food before you start drinking.
Right.
Need something in there to soak up some of the alcohol for throughout the night.
I tried. I just didn't have much of an appetite.
Yeah. But you had a lot of people over at your folks' house, huh?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
How many people do you think were there? Dozen?
Somewhere between a dozen and probably right in the middle, around pushing 20, probably.
Damn. Right on.
I mean, not all at once. Most of the time, people were kind of in and out. Yeah, very good.
What was your favorite gift you got this year, Donnie?
My brother got me a pretty nice Nike hoodie. I'll go with that.
Right on. What about you, Rob?
Probably the desk that is still coming.
No? All right. That would be from me. That's just because of its functionality and the fact that it's going to serve you well for a long time.
Yeah, pretty much.
So. Devin, did you get anything for Christmas? Oh, you're muted. I know you didn't celebrate Christmas because you were working, but...
No, I got nothing for Christmas.
No.
I didn't get anything for Christmas.
You were like, we just didn't celebrate, I guess.
I just didn't do anything. Yeah, just kind of chilled. Didn't know. Live life, didn't do much. Just chilled.
Mine's kind of tied, I feel. Because what Rob fucking eavesdropped on a conversation I was having, which gave him an idea of what to get me for Christmas.
Yeah, but you haven't even gotten to use it yet.
I know, I'm waiting on a cable. Okay. But it's kind of a tie for me. A bunch of people chipped in and got me a VR headset, which I played around with on Christmas, actually, which was neat.
Nice.
I played The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, which was very fun. I think I scared Matilda a few times. She was just lying on the couch most of the day, and then I'd go sit out in the living room near her, and then I'd just start flailing my arms everywhere, and I'd like feel her get up and move around on the couch, and then jump down and like brush up against my legs, and I'm just like, "Whoa, what's that?" And then Rob got me a digital drawing tablet thing, but it's like 40 pounds. And it's the size of my monitor.
Nice.
But apparently you can plug it in and it will actually act as a monitor for your computer. But it is also essentially a touchscreen, and it has a drawing pen, so you can draw on it. So I'm looking forward to using that. I'm waiting for a cable to come into the mail. So yeah.
Nice.
I probably spent far more money than I should have this Christmas.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
And I'm glad Christmas is over.
Yeah.
Although I will say, like I mentioned during during the movie that we watched, next year's Christmas stream for distractions at the first weekend of December, like it always is, we reached our goal this year, and because of that, I have to dress up like Santa Claus. So next Christmas, I feel like I'm gonna be slightly more miserable probably than I am this year. So, but anyway, that's all that I got. Is there anything else anybody wants to talk about before we wrap up this episode? This is the last SU episode of the year.
It is the last one of the year.
You know, next year's next episode's coming out in 2023. So, what a wild ride it's been. You know, if I was motivated, I would play. I always forget which order they do it in. In Supernatural, the season premiere is usually AC/DC, and the season finale is usually Kansas, right? Or is it flipped?
I can't remember.
The season finale is always the Carry On My Wayward Son.
Yeah, from Kansas. All right.
Yep.
Well, I don't think I can use that. Otherwise, this video will be taken, or this audio podcast will be taken down off of our YouTube page. So, all right. Well, with that, and nobody saying anything else of note that they want to talk about, do we have a science corner?
Was something I wanted to talk about again. I'm trying to remember what it was.
I haven't come across any sciencey stuff on my Facebook in a while. Normally, I send you all that stuff, and you're like, clickbait, 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 because I never know. I see that it's science, and I send it to you.
I remember what it was. It was that eventually, we're with the amount of population growth, we're going to run out of fresh water for people. But they are developing a technology in which they can pull water out of the vapor that rises above the ocean, and it's like almost unlimited, basically, because the ocean is so large.
So, that's 2 weeks in a row you've talked about an unlimited source of something. So now you're telling me that they're working on a technology for an unlimited fresh water source.
Well, practically unlimited. I mean, eventually the ocean might run out, but it would take a long time.
And they're working and now gaining in steps of a pretty much an indefinite energy source.
Mm-hmm. Yep, fusion energy.
Huh. And yet people, I mean, is there anything if we achieve both of those? Okay, hypothetically, it won't happen, but say hypothetically, in the next 10 years, they master both of those things. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else on here on this planet that we would essentially tear through, that we would eventually have to essentially leave the planet to try to find? Because like with water and energy, we can grow our own crops. We can, essentially, it would just be self-sustaining at that point, wouldn't it? We wouldn't have to worry about much of anything else except for population control and pollution.
Right. Well, hopefully if fusion energy catches on fast enough, it will reduce the issue of global warming. But that depends on how quickly we get a hold of it. That would be the only other thing that could really cause issues, would be global warming starting to kill stuff off, and then Deforestation could also cause issues because if there are more people producing carbon dioxide than there are plants making oxygen, we could eventually run out of oxygen.
Fair. They'll have to start working on a plan for that. They should just build like mobile islands or something with trees planted on them.
Mm.
You know, put them out in the ocean. There's so much empty space out in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
You know, either that or try to find a way to extract air from water somehow. But then you're gonna end up using up all our oceans. You can't purify ocean water to drink it.
You can, but it takes a lot. Like, there's a lot you have to do. Whereas these water vapor things could do it way faster and a lot cheaper.
Gotcha. All right. With that, do we have life advice with Devin this week?
We do. Life advice with Devin this week is strength shows not only in the ability to persist, but the ability to start over. There you go.
All right.
Life.
I like that. Well, that's our episode, everybody. I apologize if you think that we didn't talk enough about the movie, but if you go and watch the movie, first off, we didn't do this yet, and I apologize. Devin, scale of 1 to 10, and we all already said we would recommend, but scale of 1 to 10, what would you give this movie?
Seven and a half, 8.
Okay, Donnie, what would you give this movie?
I'm gonna say 8.
Okay, Rob, what would you give this movie?
I was also going to say 8.
Man, it's unbelievable. For the first time, it's a Christmas movie. I'm giving this one a 9.
For what it is, it's very good.
I rated it higher than the rest, everybody. Hold it against me all you want. I very much liked this movie. Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, if you're upset that we didn't have a lot to talk about the movie, go watch the movie, and you'll understand why. And feel free, if you disagree with that statement, write us a message, write us an email, get a hold of one of us, and tell us what we could have talked about to add to it for you guys.
Yeah, send all your complaints to me, and I'll give you my tag later.
Oh, Jesus.
You know what? Write us a letter.
Yeah, like you're writing it to Santa. You know, I have to be Santa next year anyway. I'll read your letter out next year.
Yeah, Karen, write us a letter.
Yeah, Karen. I don't even know who you are. Oh, who was it from? Oh, fucking callback, and I don't remember their name, Devin. Who was it we used to always yell at from GNC? Remember you had a run-in with somebody at GNC?
Oh, I don't remember. Is it Ted from GNC?
Ted or Mark or something like that? Man.
Somebody. I think Karen from Subway.
Karen from Subway, yep. All right, well, with that being said, Rob, where can they find you on the internet?
You can find me at Confessor_X on Twitter and on Twitch at twitch.tv/ConfessorX.
And Devin, where can they find you at?
You guys can find me on Twitter at DMP_Pook. You can find me on Twitch, Mr. D3. And as always, you can find me on eBay looking for Santa's sack.
And Donnie, where can they find you?
Always, you can find me at Jack's Forest Walker, all one word.
You had me going. I thought you were going to not do it this time.
That's why I paused.
You son of a bitch. And as always, everybody, you can follow me on Twitter at Jack's Forest Walker. The real,
All one word.
Yeah, all one word. I'm the real one. On Twitch at DM Webby. On eBay at Punching Santa's Sack. And
That's a dry sack.
Yeah,
That sounds itchy.
I don't have anything witty to say about that one. I tried to add something witty for eBay, but I didn't have one. I failed. But we thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoyed the episode. Stay safe. We love you, and fuck Booster Gold. FBG, FBG, FBG. Outro music.
I think you're right. We have a Booster Gold movie coming soon.
I mean, they're making a Blue Beetle, and it's only a matter of time.
Who the fuck is Blue Beetle?
He looks like a Blue Beetle, and he teamed up with Booster Gold a lot.